Yo, Elliot. Yo, so today I got a question from my buddy Louis Lozanzo. He says, yo, Elliot, I dislocated my shoulder 3 times. I'm looking to get back into lifting, bro. Any recommendations? So the first thing that comes to mind with regard to dislocating your shoulder 3 times is that you've got some shoulder stability issues, right? What does shoulder stability mean? It means your body's ability or your shoulder's ability to maintain that ball and socket so it's a nice smooth rotation within the joint, right? You call that the instantaneous axis of rotation. You have it going on in your shoulder, right? Where this upper arm kind of locks into a ball and socket, and you also have it in your hips. Boom. And so you could dislocate your hips too. People dislocate their hips and shit. That's a hell of a lot more painful, I'd imagine, than dislocating your shoulder, but either way, it's not fun. So with that instability, you probably got a couple things going on there. Number one, you probably have a muscle within that. So if it's a ball and joint, right, you got muscles that cover the front, the side, boom, 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 all over. You probably got a muscle that's overly hyperactive, overly developed, overly anxious to get involved. And what that muscle does is is probably pulling the bone out of the socket, right? We want it to be smooth like this, but you got a muscle, I'm just gonna assume it's the interior part of the shoulder, I could be wrong, that's kind of pulling you out, right? Pulling you out of position. And so you might even get like a popping, right? Because it's like, it's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be smooth. Part of the reason why it does that though, if you got this muscle too strong, is probably because the muscle in the back or muscle somewhere else within that world of muscle that surrounds it is probably too weak. So you got some weaknesses going on there, and you got some overly tightnesses going on there, right? So it's throwing you off and you get dislocated. What do you do? Well, obviously you can't do any exercises that are normal, right? Because you're not normal. So to expect that you could go ahead and do normal overhead presses or normal bench presses or even maybe rows, depending on the situation, is going to elude you now. That's not gonna happen. You can't do that. What I would suggest you do, right? And I want to keep it as simple as possible, right? Because you can go and get an assessment by a really good physiotherapist or, a really good strength coach, somebody who knows what they're doing. They give you an assessment. They can tell you which muscles need to be stretched and which needs to be strengthened. That would be helpful, right? You're going to want to stretch those ones that are overdeveloped, and you're going to want to strengthen those ones that are weak. But I got another idea for you. That's a good idea. I got another idea for you that's I think is going to help you. It's going to support you. You want to begin practicing isometrics within the different ranges of motion of that joint, right? What do I mean by that? Isometric. So a push-up looks like this, right? Right? What do you call that? There's a name for that. There's a name for that kind of movement. But the opposite of that movement is isometric. So it's holding it, right? So if you get into a push-up position, right, and the key is that you want to have perfect posture when you do this. You get into a push-up position, you hold it there, and you want to stabilize. What you might start feeling is that your body wants to do this, right? Or you might feel your shoulder hike up. What you really want is a neutral spine. You want to keep everything lined up, and you just stay there. Just stay there. Isometrics are pretty powerful for creating balance within the muscle, because as you stand there, right, and your body starts to fatigue, right, because you're holding that position for long, all the imbalances are exposed. They're going to show themselves. And so by you trying to maintain neutral, perfect posture while you're in that push-up position, you have no choice but those muscles are going to start to have to relax, because they're like, dude, you can't keep doing this. So you have to relax. Usually the traps, I'm just guessing, the traps, probably the anterior portion of the compartment of the shoulder. So those muscles are going to have to just like calm down. But in order to maintain that good posture, the muscles back here, probably, I'm just guessing those are the weak ones, they're going to have to step up. They're going to have to step up. You could do it here. You can also lay on your back and grab a barbell, right? Like, so go inside one of my racks like that, put the barbell down, lay down, and then hold it, pull your body up off of it, and you want to, like, while you're holding yourself up, pick your chest up, shoulders down. So now you're working what? The opposite side. You're strengthening the opposite side. The push-up one, you're probably going to end up learning how to relax these. But with the pulling one, right? Think about it, it's the opposite of the push-up, right? The push-up, your hands are on the ground. your back is towards the ground and you're holding up. Hold yourself up, right? Just hold yourself up there. Think like 30 seconds to a minute, right? So you got this one, push up. Push up. You got holding yourself up, and then you can even do handstand, right? Handstand, right? And that way you're working not the full range of motion, but multiple positions within that ball and socket joint. And as you hold those static positions, your body has if your body's smart and it start to realize I can't keep doing this if I'm dysfunctional. I can't keep holding this guy up if I'm acting weird. So it starts by and by falling into place. It's gonna start falling into place. You'll see what I mean. As long as you maintain and you aim for, not even maintain, but you aim for good posture while you're doing them, right? So you wanna build stability within the shoulder, muscle balance within the shoulder with isometrics. Do a little bit more research on it to kind of confirm what I'm saying and give you a bit more ideas, but I'm just throwing stuff out there for you. Hope that helps, dude. Done.